Hola a todos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Espero que estén muy bien, chicos. Hoy vamos a aprender sobre el pretérito y el imperfecto. Las dos estructuras gramaticales hablan del pasado, las usamos para hablar del pasado, pero no son exactamente iguales. Tienen diferentes usos, así que hoy vamos a enfocarnos en cómo distinguirlas. So, um, today we're focusing on the imperfect and the preterit. They are both grammar structures that we use when we are describing the past. However, they are not interchangeable. They have different uses. So today we're going to take a look at how to distinguish them. And as a matter of fact, they can be used in the same sentence, but we have to be careful in how to, distinguish when to use which. So let's look at some examples, okay? Okay, chicos, so el pretérito y el imperfecto. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? This can be tricky, it can be complex, so just like a warning, don't feel discouraged. This topic kind of takes time. It takes a lot of practice to learn how to use it correctly. I have a friend that has been learning Spanish, is fluent speaking Spanish, but sometimes from time to time, she might struggle confusing them. Not very often, but it's still a little confusing. So just be patient and be gracious to yourself, okay? So let's see. So let's first look at el pretérito. This one we learned first, and then we learned the imperfect, right? So let's see. El pretérito, we use it to express actions that are viewed by the speaker as completed. Also, we use it to express the beginning and beginning or end of a past action, and then to narrate a series of past actions or events. So like to give a list of things that happened in order or in sequence. In this case, I have this image here where the verb llegar is used, which means to arrive. And this person here who is at the cash register is asking, ¿Quién llegó primero? Llegó, if you remember the preterit forms, this is the third person form. ¿Quién llegó? So who arrived? Could be he, she, él, ella, or usted. So this action or this phrase is using the preterit, or is written in the preterit, because the action is viewed by the speaker as completed. And if you think about it, once you have arrived at a place, that is done, that is completed. It is not something that is continuing or that is in progress or that is repeating itself, whereas we would use the imperfect if that would be the case. So let's see. So this is kind of funny, right? Who arrived first? And here we have el huevo, the egg, and then we have la gallina, the chicken. So who arrived first, el huevo or la gallina? What do you think, guys? I still don't know. Yo no sé. Okay, el imperfecto. So here, let's look at the uses of el imperfecto. It describes an ongoing past action with no reference to its beginning or end. So there's not specific words or time frames to guide you on when something started or ended. It expresses habitual past actions, so things that you would do or that would be done over and over, continually, repeatedly, habitually. And it describes physical and emotional states. So it can also describe how you're feeling, your mental states, and also the environment or the atmosphere. It's also what we use when we're describing the scene, when we're setting the scene, when we're telling a story, and we're describing the weather, the environment. That's when we would use the imperfect, el imperfecto. Okay, en esta imagen, so in this image, you're going to see that both the preterit and the imperfect are used in the same sentence. So we see the can that's, I guess, is the mom or the dad, and then the little can, which is the child. And it says, so the mom or dad I'm not sure which one it could be, but anyway, escuché ruidos. So escuché, I heard in the yo form in the preterit. That's the ending for AR verbs, right? I heard, escuché ruidos. Ruidos is noises. So I heard noises, and then estabas, the question is estabas, it's being asked in the you form in the imperfect. So that means it's talking about an ongoing action. And then the preterit, which is used here, is used to express an action that is viewed as completed. So that's preterit, that's imperfect because it's talking about something that was ongoing. Estaba saltando. Saltando has the ing ending, so in progress. Saltar means to jump. So estaba saltando. Were you jumping on the bed? And the little kid says no, but he was lying because obviously he was jumping. Él estaba saltando. Él estaba saltando. Muy bien, chicos. Aquí, gracias por publicar. So here we also see the imperfect and the preterite. So let me show you. Gracias por publicar en Facebook todo lo que hiciste. Hiciste comes from the verb hacer. It's the you form of the verb hacer in the preterit. So it means you did. Or if it's in a question, did you do? But here in this sentence, gracias por publicar en Facebook todo lo que hiciste means thank you for publishing on Facebook or posting on Facebook everything that you did. So preterit, viewed as completed. And then el suspenso, the next sentence, el suspenso me estaba matando. Estaba meaning it was in progress. So the suspense was killing me. ING means in progress in English, right? So in Spanish, it's the ando ending. Matando, killing. Matar means to kill, matando, killing. So the suspense was killing me. I know, right? So a lot of people post everything that they do on Facebook. And yeah, we can't wait sometimes, right? To know what people are doing. It's not true because I don't have a Facebook, but I know it's a good thing to keep track of your friends, but sometimes it can be too much. Anyway, in the next image, tener y ver. Tener is to have, and ver is to see or to watch. So can you guess what this cat is saying, this grumpy cat? So first, he's not very friendly, but he's saying, tenía un buen día. Tenía from the verb tener. So he's not really just saying I had, but he's saying I was having because he's using the imperfect ending, which means something was in progress. Okay, if he was saying that he had and it's completed, then he would say tuve, which means I had. But here he's saying I was having, so it was in progress, imperfect. So I was having a good day, and then hasta means until, and then that que really has no translation, and then te vi. Be is the yo form of the verb ver, which means I saw. So until I saw you, that te means you. Okay, so not very friendly, unfortunately. Okay, here, aquí tenemos a Justin Bieber. Es muy famoso, un cantante famoso de Canadá. Justin, let's see what was happening. So we have the verb comer and tomar. Justin comía, so he was eating, not just he ate, but he was eating. It was ongoing, imperfect. Comía un burrito cuando, so when, the paparazzis le tomaron una foto. So they took a picture of them. This is an action that is viewed as completed because it's not that they were taking, they just took the pictures. So here, the paparazzis interrupted what was happening. He was eating and then they came and took the pictures or the picture. And then another way of saying the same idea is he was eating. So estaba comiendo, using the verb estar. They both translate exactly the same. Comía o estaba comiendo, they both would translate to was eating. He was eating a burrito when the paparazzis came and took a picture. And here, fotografía is the longer version of the word foto. In case you didn't know, foto is short for fotografía, But fotografía is feminine. That's why we say una foto and not un foto, because the long, the whole world, the whole word is feminine. So, muy bien. And you may or may not have watched this show. I watched it when I was a little girl, but that was many years ago, and I'm kind of old. So maybe you didn't, but this is the Storyteller. That's the name of this show. It was this older man. He used to narrate stories next to his dog, and they were very, very fascinating, very captivating and entertaining. So in Spanish, when we're narrating a story like a fairy tale or a kid's story, we begin similar to what we do in English when we say once upon a time. We begin with érase una vez, which is equivalent. And then we start narrating what was happening and then actions that interrupted the action. So here in this little story, it's a kid's story, you're going to see a combination of imperfect and preterit. Imperfect being used for things that describe the physical or emotional states, and then preterit for actions that interrupted or that were completed. So here you say era, estaba, let's see, encontró, recogió, usó, and then compraría. That's not imperfect or preterit. That's actually conditional, which you guys will learn after Spanish 1 and 2. But I just wanted to show you this short story where you can see that, they can be one right after the other, depending on what you're describing. So this is imperfect. This is imperfect. This is preterit. This is imperfect. Oh, sorry, no, this is preterit and this is preterit. So I'll read you what it says in English. So once upon a time, a little rat. Let me just go over this. Once upon a time, a little rat that was very presumptuous. One day, this little rat was sweeping her little house, when suddenly on the ground, she found something that was shining. Oh, this one is also imperfect. Something that was shining, and it was a golden coin. The little rats picked it up from the floor, and she started to think, what would she buy with the coin? So whenever you read stories, fiction stories, or you read the news or watching the news, pay attention to the verbs and the forms that they use. You will see that when they're describing things that were happening, the imperfect will be used. And when they describe things that are viewed as completed, they will use el pretérito. Last picture, iba, from the verb ir, to go. So iba means not I went, because that would be fui, but I was going, because it was in progress. That's imperfect. So I was going to start the diet. I was going to start the diet. Iba a empezar la dieta, pero unos deliciosos dulces cayeron en mi boca por accidente y tuve que comérmelos. So I was going to start the diet, but some delicious sweets fell, cayeron, from the verb caer, which means to fall. They fell in my mouth by accident. And so tuve, from the verb tener, I had to eat them. Excuses. Muy bien, chicos. Eso es todo por hoy. I hope this was helpful. If you still need help, of course, you know where to find me, okay? Ciao, ciao.